wonders with it. And he has an Andromeda behind him, which is arguably one of the best support heroes to have on your team when you do pick up that Clanks.
Hmm.
So already some good synergy there for Evil Corporation. But Reason Gaming deciding to go for the Tundra themselves this game, as it was ran by Evil Corporation last game.
Yeah. And then Hellbringer, just because too. No, Hellbringer is definitely. It seems like Hellbringer's had a little bit of interest by some teams, but not really a whole lot in the end. He's made a couple of appearances, and again, what we know about this hero is that his ultimate has always been one of the more powerful ultis in the game. I mean, the huge radius, the superior magic stun that it is, and then this big ass creature that you get in Malphus to do things for you after the fact. But we don't see him often. What do you think about him here?
Um, I think it's going to be a good initiation starter for when they see the Clanks. They can just have Hellbringer pop his ulti, and it's going to instantly stun him. And then that's going to allow Tundra the time, hopefully, to react and get an avalanche off onto him.
Hmm.
However, they do have to worry about that Andros swapping him out, which is going to happen every single time they do choose to initiate on the Clanks. Um, so yeah, I'm not too sure how it's going to end up working out with the Hellbringer, but he is a great team fighter, and he does a lot of damage very early on. So hopefully, Reason Gaming takes advantage of having that on their side.
Yeah.
And they do go for the silhouette as their hard carry this game.
I know Marcus Moy definitely has history with Silhouette, so it seems like one of their more go-to carriers. But yeah, so I mean, it's but definitely intrigued by a couple things here. The fact that they gave up Clanks is always, again, just a no-no, I would even say, but they did it here, so we'll see how they manage. They first picked that Tundra, though, and, it's one thing to pick it up. Maybe, I would think he's, good against Clanks. The Shiver can help spot where he is and get vision of anything, and, good for just catching, but to first pick a Tundra, that seems a little early to me, and maybe not worth it.
I'm okay with it if they have a plan and a strategy involved with this Tundra. However, if they're just picking it up because they lost to it last game and they don't want to play against it, I feel like that's never a good reason for going about a draft.
Yeah.
So I just hope that they have a plan for it. But whenever you have a really good Tundra player on your team, if that's the case, Tundra is a very, very powerful hero in the right hands. He can definitely do a lot of work for your team, and that Shiver does provide a lot of information. So
Absolutely.
it is a great hero to have on your team for sure.
As we just saw last game, of course, with, I believe it was Zane. But yeah, Zane played it
Hmm.
in that game there. So Pharaoh was the third pick here. Speaking of Zane, will probably end up in his hands, a comfortable hero of his. Um, Now the fourth pick to happen here. So we'll see what direction they go.
Yeah, I think it was over the weekend we saw Evil Corporation playing against Fresh, I believe, and Zane had a monster game on Pharaoh. I was watching the cast, and he just played
Yeah,
phenomenally. I'm pretty sure he single-handedly carried his team that game, at least for the early stages of the game.
that was
He had some great hooks.
the Zibe Swiftblade game too. Yeah.
Yeah, and Zibi was playing very well himself that game, but Zane did a lot of work for his team that game, so just got to give him a shout out on the Pharaoh for his last game over the weekend.
Absolutely, yeah. That was I want to say even the game two of that series, definitely one of the better ones for sure of the weekend. So check that out on VOD if you haven't yet, guys. But yeah, always has been of course a very good Pharaoh player in general. So they are going to get that fourth pick though. Either a jungler or a mid hero is probably the options we're looking at here. Moira, Midas, Swiftblade, Moraxis, Magnus, and Bubbles, by the way, were the next couple of bands.
I find it very interesting. Neither of these teams valuing Midas. Like in certain games, that has to be banned or like first picked material. But against, I guess, these two teams just don't like playing Midas for some reason.
Yeah,
I
that's
just find that quite strange because he's just such a good hero, pretty much on any lineup.
yeah, yeah. It was last picked last game, and obviously did very well, and yeah, by Embry there, and now here we are in this game. He's banned later on, but Pyromancer, the fourth pick, so going to be going to dual support here. Looks like as they snap pick the Pebble shortly after, so they had that idea in mind. Then there's a Deadwood response, so Blitz into Deadwood. is how we finish here on the side of Reason Gaming. Deadwood's another hero that has gotten a bit of attention post-patch, and I think for good reason. Those obviously were some pretty big buffs to him here, and we'll see what he fares in this case. But yeah, what do you think about finishing the draft?
I like the Deadwood a lot. I think it's very good against the Pebble specifically. He has very low armor early on into the game before he starts leveling up that slab skin. And he's also very good at dealing with Clanks. If you can catch him in that Rotten Grasp, that's pretty much going to be a dead Clanks if Andrew isn't able to save him in time. Deadwood does a lot of burst damage, and Clanks early on in the game has very low life pools. So if Deadwood's able to catch him out, that's going to be a great way for Reason Gaming to deal with Imboboy here. So yeah, I like the Deadwood a lot. And then Evil Corporation goes for a Pebbles Pyromancer, which I believe will be a dual lane mid. It's not something that I think we're used to seeing ECX do. I believe they tend to like to solo mid and put more emphasis on junglers.
Yeah.
Seeing as how Tankafoot is a very good jungle player, but going to be playing the Pyromancer here this game, so they should have a pretty farmed Pebbles this game, seeing as how it looks like he's going to be up against the solo Tundra.
All right, yeah, in that middle lane there, okay. Yeah, Deadwood, sure enough, is going to end in the aggressive lane down here. Bunny Lover on Blitz. Seems like he's in that vicinity as well. So, Clanks, obviously Clanks did get nerfs in this last patch. Or, again, depending on how you look at it, I know there's even debate. And, I mean, it was nerfs, at least a part of it. But the ultimate change, I've heard some interesting logic on that where, yes, it does hurt, of course, his early farm where you no longer get the chain lightning ability at the level 6 here, or the level 1 of the ability. But you get a slow, which can help set up kills or even prevent you from dying a little more effectively, something like that. So it's still, he still has the ability to be strong with it. And again, it's kind of questionable if it really was a big nerf for him.
Yeah, to my understanding, I'm not the biggest Clanks player myself, but I talk with people who do play the hero, and what they've told me is that by the time you basically go to farm Ancients and use that ultimate, or you look to use it, you're pretty much already around that level 10, level 11 timer. So they feel like it pretty much doesn't really impact the hero too much because basically by the time you go to use it, you already got the level 2 ready to go. So I don't think the change is it really doesn't hurt him, his farming aspect. Silhouette, though, going to take a lot of pressure here.
Yeah, I mean, I think she'll be fine in the end, but geez, she takes a lot of good damage right here. But whoa, meanwhile, middle lane, what the hell happened here? Calamine gets a bloodlust kill onto Breeway on Pebbles in a 1 versus 2. Okay.
That's not supposed to happen. I didn't catch that. I was watching top, but I want to say Pebbles just got a little too antsy and took a lot of tower damage. Tried to go for a kill and costed him his life, I guess.
Yeah, you see where he died. I mean, that seems like that's a pretty... That story kind of lines up right there. So, that, Bree is now back in farming. But yeah, I mean, giving up a bloodless kill to a 1 versus 2 Tundra. All of a sudden, Tundra's got some nice bonus farm to say. I mean, he already has his bottle, obviously. He's going to be able to use that here. And it's actually going to end up at 1 versus 1 as Pyromancer comes top now to make it a try versus try lane here. Oh, Silhouette's caught. There's the Comet stun. Pyromancer being here might catch him off guard as well. Dragonfire, yes, it is going to land. And down goes Silhouette, but at what cost here? Pyromancer will fall in response, a 1-for-1. Is it going to be more? Most likely, Hellbringer does go down. The dot onto Clanks, though. Blitz is trying to finish him off. It's not going to be enough damage, and they give up a hat trick to Imboboy. So speaking of things you don't want to do on your list, that's one of them if you're Reason Gaming here. You don't want to do that.
Oh, Breaky, what's happening? Tundra gets a kill 2v1 middle, gets his bottle, and then Imboboy, 2 minutes into the game, already has a hat trick. What's happening right now? Oh my god, this is very unfortunate for Reason Gaming, specifically because it's Imboboy on Clanks.
Not good at all. 460 gold per minute already farming here. And knowing that's Imboboy playing and just Clanks in general, that's honestly something that it could sustain if you're not careful. So, I mean, I will say, obviously, it's still very early on. In fact, only 3 minutes. You see the comments right there on Hellbringer, but just a little too far. So not going to be able to make it happen. But, yeah, I mean, how about these early adjustments here? We saw it was Hellbringer? No, Blitz can't. I think Blitz was bottom initially even. And they sent Blitz all the way to top, and then Pyromancer comes up here to respond to that. As meanwhile, Hellbringer, he gets caught, and he will get killed. What a find there by Tankafet. Knew he was in that little niche area there, and eventually set up the kill onto him. So,
yeah, that was beautiful teamwork by ECX. And they're going to go for more here. They're diving the Blitz.
Oh, wow, yeah, they're going really deep. Jeez, on a Blitz, and Blitz will go down now. Clanks. He is in trouble himself. He does have that dot on him. You see Pyromancer might even try to come in here for a deny. Nope, Clank's using the power supply. Going to be fine for now. Pyromancer, in fact, he's the one that's all of a sudden going to end up falling. It's just a matter of when. Well, there you go. Clanks does make the escape, though. So Tankafet almost really being a decoy there in a sense. Of
Yeah,
go for me.
it was a nice mana battery by Imboboy. Otherwise, he, I believe, would have died to the dot damage. Even though it is only a level 1 demonic wave. I think it would have been enough for the kill, but a nice shot from Tankfed as well, taking or like baiting them to go for him instead, as he is not the more important kill.
Yeah. So Imboboy here, he's already got the Soul Scream now delivered, a Soul Scream ring that is. Silhouette, I mean, as far as creep farm goes, 9-2, but it does have that death as well as the kill, of course, but not even comparable to Clanks right now. And now things are looking, so getting to step that out. But there are the lanes going on, specifically this bottom lane I'm interested to see how it's playing out. Looks like Deadwood is having a much better time, 27-5, as 17-0 Pharaoh. So it was a 2 versus 1 at least very early on. So have to keep that in mind. But Deadwood, always a very difficult 1 versus 1 melee hero, especially to go up against because of how hard he hits.
Yeah, definitely. He hits very hard with that Oak Bolt, and he hits level 6 now. He's going to go for it, but he's going to run it straight into the mummies. So nice job from Zane there. Also burning, I think he burned some mana.
Yeah.
But
yeah, 65
Deadwood's
mana.
still going for it, though.
Is he? Oh my god, and he gets it. Wow, I didn't think he was going to after that. Sure enough, he did, and that must have happened. I mean, I think that's also the buff coming into play a little bit right there, because from what I could tell, the life on Pharaoh seemed like it should have been enough to sustain it, but no, it wasn't. So well played.
Definitely well played.
The ulti. Is that a fault of Zane, you think? Did he just underestimate the damage?
To be fair, I think he wasn't fully paying attention to Deadwood's mana battery, because without that, he did not have mana for the Willowmaker. But he did pop that and then walked straight up to him and used the Willowmaker onto him. So I think that just caught him off guard.
Gotcha. So that's huge, though, for Reason. In fact, I wonder now, I was going to say, I mean, these level 6s are being hit. Obviously, the Willowmaker is going to be on cooldown for another 40 seconds, but Tundra's had his Avalanche now for a little bit. And I was wondering if he's going to maybe look to rotate here, but he comes back to the middle lane currently. And going to continue to farm, but yeah, I would think both teams definitely could use some mix-ups here as far as Pharaoh even coming to the top lane, perhaps. Just like I'm talking about with Tundra to the top. Try to set something
Yeah,
up.
I would really like to see either Deadwood with his next Willowmaker or Tundra very soon make a rotation top and just prioritize killing Clanks. Nobody other than Clanks, because shutting Imboboy down means you take away a lot of Evil Corporation's damage. So if they're able to accomplish that, that'll be a way for Silhouette to be able to contest Clanks.
Yeah. Meanwhile, top lane, Andromeda does get caught by, here we go with Feral, the turn kill on his Silhouette. The Mummy Wall, it didn't catch Deadwood, though. Might have hoped for that, however, they're still going to chase. They need to be careful, though. Again, he does have his Willowmaker here, and he wants to go for Clanks, but in comes Pebbles. Here comes Tundra. It's a full 5 versus 5 clash. Down goes Deadwood. So does Pyromancer, though, a 1-for-1, but definitely in favor of Evil Corporation. Clanks chasing. Bang's going to hit Blitz, but not enough for any kills to be happening. Tundra goes back in. That might have been the wrong decision. In fact, I think it definitely was. And Catlomine will end up falling there. So, big picture, I think Evil Corporation definitely coming out on top in the end.
Yeah, it was a 3-for-1, I believe.
Yeah. I believe so.
Or a 3 for 2. Either way, they came out ahead, and Clanks survived, picking up a bunch of assists, but, enhancing his farm a little bit more. And we were talking about the Goon Squad. He chooses to get it here at level 6, seeing as how they are doing a lot of fighting. And I think it definitely helped them when they were chasing toward the river there. I noticed the slows were helping them chase a lot, so... Yep, Deadwood coming in.
Clanks gets caught. Nice job with the demonic wave, and it's going to keep Clanks in close enough and eventually killed right there. Deadwood, meanwhile, holding his ground. Not going to be enough, though. He will falls. Pebbles comes back in. This top lane, it's where the action's at, clearly. Poor man's Portal Cannon and Andromeda all the way to Blitz. They end up taking out Silhouette. Is it going to be enough for a stun? No, the cooldown's not going to be in time. And another Demon Strike right there, coming out to stall Andromeda. But this top lane, man, 10 to 7 hero kills already, and we're only 8.5, nearly 9 minutes into this game, so clearly plenty of it. Tundra, this is an interesting position to be in. Gonna throw out the piercing shards. Avalanche goes for the kill, and Andromeda gets hit. He will get hit by Stalagmites, though, so pretty greedy play here from Catlamine. There's the combo of Pyromancer Pebbles and the Blazing Strike, and Tank Effect gets credit for the kill in the end. So, yeah, going in onto Andromeda clearly proved to be the futile decision in the end.
Yeah, that was really well done by Bray and Tanka. I love seeing the teamwork. Bray tossing him back to Pyro, and then Pyro landing the stun on top of himself. Really well done.
And now the rotations are starting to happen here as we're kind of entering out of the laning phase now. You got Clanks, well, just changing it up, I guess you could say. But anyways, Clanks coming bottom now. And now he's going to start working with the jungle, I'm sure, getting those stacks starting to go. And that's, of course, where we start to see the increase in GPM, the early Thunderclaw on top of it all. So now this is where recent gaming is going to be a bit on a limit, a time limit here. Needs to be careful.
Yeah, definitely. And I think until they get the level 6 onto Hellbringer, they're just going to continue to lose team fights because the levels are just too much on the side of ECX now, where they just have so much more damage output through spells currently. But yeah, there's been so much action. I wanted to make a point earlier, but I think we're going to have another engagement here bottom.
Very possible. Is that the real Andromeda? No, that's a fake one in the front. The real one comes in with a Comma Stun. Clanks is going to chase Deadwood, though, trying to catch him instead, and it will end up setting up a kill as Pharaoh comes in with that Wrath of the Pharaoh. You do see the Falcon Punch used right there, but it's just simply said might as well. But Pharaoh not falling to it by any means. So nice catch and jump on a Deadwood.
Yeah, so right after Imbaboy got that hat trick, I know it was quite a while ago, but I wanted to make a point about the two tri-lanes. I think Evil Corporation had a very strong tri-lane because both Pyromancer and Andromeda can do a lot of damage with only a couple of levels. However, Blitz and Hellbringer are both two supports that I think are very level dependent. Blitz doesn't do a whole lot of damage early on, and Hellbringer obviously wants to level up the Demon Strike to get the 2 Fears, and also the Demonic Wave scales very well. So I think that's one of the biggest problems right now for Rising Gaming, is that their two supports aren't offering a whole lot of damage, whereas the Andromeda with the Aurora and the Pyromancer now being past level 6 has that Blazing Strike. Those two heroes just offer so much more damage, and that's why we are continuously seeing them come out ahead in these team fights. So I wanted to make that point a lot earlier, and we've kind of seen it come into play now as ECX has been on top of these team fights.
Well, I mean, definitely think the Hellbringer just now hitting level 6. I mean, at least they have that. But yeah, the fact that there's already been 20 kills in total and he hasn't been able to use that yet, pretty big deal. Meanwhile, bottom lane back down here, Andromeda swaps in, and now they're going to turn on it, Deadwood. What a play right there to not only stay alive, but get away and set up the turn kill onto him. Well played by Nier right there, and also just Pharaoh using that Wrath of the Pharaoh and lining it up. So the momentum once again continues, and again goes back to the supporting cast right there with Andromeda in that case, managing to be high enough levels to do enough work to set that up. Hellbringer bottom lane, again, he is level 6 now, and if they choose to push this, they might run into Malphus, but I don't know if they're going to.
Yeah, the supports for Evil Corporation are just so much more impactful, seeing as how they have these levels. And Pebbles is going to have his portal key in about 100 gold here, and he picks up a haste rune, so He's gonna look to try to set up something here on the silhouette top.
Yeah, there comes the chase. The stalagmite. Does he have an illusion? No, he doesn't. And he falls easily.
And they're gonna get the tower denied. That's brutal for silhouette.
Yeah, and bottom tower goes down in front of the Hellborn team. Unable to deny it. So just so many things happening right there. That
Middle tower.
Up further. Is he in trouble? Well, he's trying to push it. Is this also going to be denied? It is. Bree ends up denying both of them. What a play by him.
Wow, yeah. 2 tower denies in a matter of like 15 seconds or so.
Yeah. That's pretty ridiculous. So, good heads up by him, and obviously, that's got to be so frustrating, though, if you're recent gaming. I mean, that happened to your carry just died. You lost tower the bottom lane throughout all that. I mean, they're down now 7,000, nearly 8,000 gold, 8,500 experience here. And we're only now 14 minutes into the game, so they are definitely behind. The portal keys, looks like portal key on Tundra, actually, is coming up, however. So they'll have that to use.
Yep, he needs about another 100 gold. We do have a Veiled Rot Pebbles in the middle lane. Let's see where he chooses to go. We do have an Andromeda trying to scout out for him.
Oh boy, silhouette. They're gonna see him now. This Marcus Moy. Oh, can he? Oh, maybe a little too early from Andromeda there. He takes the bait, and there we go. The combo, but nice swap from Marcus Moy at the last second. Now he's trying to chase down for the kill on Andromeda, but yeah, he needs to run as well. It's a swap, though, back in. But I just don't think they have enough firepower here. Combo's done. Oh, Pebbles chose to stop chasing, however. Malphus comes down, Andromeda falls, but Pharaoh comes in to finish off Silhouette. I was going to say, Pebbles, if they didn't get that kill, that would have been all on him. But Pharaoh comes through in the end. Snipes him out. And they got Malphus to be used, which is huge.
Yeah, and then that's 2.5 minutes now where they're not going to have that to utilize if they do choose to take a team fight. Clanks, by the way, did finish his Thunderclaw and already almost has his Firebrand. So he's just taking off. Already 500 gold per minute.
And who's surprised? Nobody.
I don't think anybody is, to be fair. Imboboy and Clanks.
Yeah.
Don't let him have that hero. He's too good with it.
I think people have kind of gone in a cycle of, you know what, he did get some nerfs, at least with some numbers, so we're willing to let him try it again here. We saw him get the chance to play it over the weekend, and that showed that, you know, once again, it's still ridiculous, and we're seeing here once again too. So, yeah, just
let him have it in scrims. This is where the games matter, man.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be doing that. It's just he's too scary with that hero.
Yeah. All right, well.
That's my take anyway.
No, I've been saying it since DreamHack, man. We said add DreamHack several times in those brackets where he kept dominating with it, but seemed like it just kept happening. Anyway, so Silhouette, you know, I will say for her, for having 5 deaths, being 310 gold per minute is not that bad. So that's
yeah, I mean,
okay, at least.
He's not doing too poorly here considering the circumstances. It was a very tough tri lane. And they got a bunch of towers denied already. So, I mean, taking into account all the circumstances, he's really not doing that poorly. It's just a very steep uphill climb pretty much from here, seeing as how they are down 8k, 9k this early on.
Here comes the bottom push. Zane, by the way, going the barbed armor as far as a very early, quick item here. Do you like the barbed armor? Does it make sense to you, you think?
If he's able to keep Silhouette in his wall, then I think it's fine.
Well,
however,
he's keeping them here with the Hellfire on. That was absurd. He hit both with the Wrath of the Pharaoh. He puts the Hellfire on. He didn't even mummy wall right there because it wasn't even up at the time, and it still worked out plentiful to set up the 2 kills.
To be honest, I think I would have much rather seen something like a puzzle box, and the reason for that is 4 out of the 5 Hellborn heroes do not have escape mechanisms, only being the Silhouette. And there's no real threat of anyone getting away from him this game. So I think, you know, this early on, Barbed Armor, you could argue, doesn't do the most, as it, you know, it would do more later on into the game, whereas a puzzle box would output a lot of damage when they're trapped in the mummies. So I personally think puzzle box could have been a better pickup here. But, I mean, they're so far ahead at this point that he could pretty much buy, whatever he wants, and he's still going to lock somebody down. He's still going to do damage to them when they're sitting in those mummies. So it's not the biggest deal, but I think Puzzle Box could have been a little bit better here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at, too. It does feel like it's almost just a little too early, and you got so much momentum going. Why go a defensive item instead?
Exactly. Puzzle Box, very offensive, does a lot of damage.
Yeah, that or even like a Hellflower, I mean, you could argue, too. So, but yeah, so choosing to get the Barbed Armor, though, we'll see Elzane continues progression here, but safe to say that him and his team are obviously just in a very good spot. And once again, Zane here on this Pharaoh, 5-1-7. We mentioned just recently he had a hell of a performance against Fresh, and doing so once again right here, now against Recent Gaming. Silhouette does pick up the portal key, so
Middle lane?
She chooses to, as middle lane. Okay, Amalphus comes out. Deadwood gets caught by guess who? It's Pharaoh. Barbed Armor goes up, but you see Deadwood just walk away. That's a good counter to it. Pharaoh now, he's in trouble. He will go down. They do get the kill on Tundra, though, and so does Hellbringer fall, as Zinboy eventually came in there with that Goon Squad up. So he ends up with another double tap, and well, he's 625+ gold per minute now. So it's just going to get worse and worse as this game progresses here, if you're Reason Gaming. And I just don't know if they are going to... I mean, this is not helping either. Silhouette gets caught again. I was going to say Silhouette passes up the Null Stone to even just go straight portal key here.
Yeah, Null Stone doesn't do a whole lot this game. There's so many AoE stuns from Pebbles and Pyromancer. The Hellfire from Pharaoh is going to do a lot of damage. And, of course, there's Clanks sitting there right-clicking you. So Nullstone, unfortunately, doesn't really do a whole lot this game, so I think it's fine that he chose to skip it. And Portal Key will help him with split pushing, which so far has been his main objective, seeing as how they cannot take 5-on-5 team fights currently. So I think it's fine. And yeah, Pharaoh is choosing to go for an Abyssal Skull, so just going to buy a team fighting item. They already have the Soul's Bulwark picked up on Pebbles, so I'm fine with it. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. They are playing against a Tundra and a Deadwood, which output a lot of early game physical damage. Yeah. So I think it's a good pickup.
Good to have those R items in general, of course. Pharaoh, meanwhile, he scouts them out doing the Ancients, and guess what? They're going in. Clanks, look at the positioning, too. They can't do anything about it. He pops a Shrunken Head. He comes in with that Goon Squad. Down goes Deadwood and Tundra, and Drum or Blitz falls. It's just absurd. I mean, I'm not saying they should concede, but it's something that should be on their mind. And I'm sure it is, because it's just getting way out of hand now. There's just nothing at all going for the Hellborn side. Silhouette, I mean, she's the top farmer in the game with 6 deaths on her team, that is. And it's 340 gold per minute, so...
Yeah, we even saw there Pebbles jumped in initially and missed his Stalagmite stun, but Clanks was able to just sit there with Shrunken Head slowing people with the Goon Squad, and Andromeda eventually came in and swapped somebody to secure another kill.
Yeah.
So even, because they're so far ahead, even if they miss their initial initiation, they're still able to come out on top. So, yep, pretty much just showing how far ahead they are. And they're able to take out the tower, but I guess they weren't comfortable taking the racks there for some reason.
Yeah, no buybacks used or anything like this, just simply resurrecting here from Recent Gaming. But Eva Corporation, I'm sure they're very aware they have a very huge lead here, and not necessarily want to fight into a Malphus or something like that. But as I say that, you see the Hellborn team, they're trying to force a fight right here. Pharaoh's going to be jumped. There comes Malphus. But look at Clanks again. I mean, he just sits there with that Shrunken Head, the Hawk in the air, pounding and right clicks. Oh, boy. I mean, we've seen this so many times now, and apparently we're just going to continue to see it because teams just refuse to ban this hero against them. Nice combo at the end there. Quad kill to finish it off. GG, well played. Ban Clanks against Evil Corporation. There we go. There's the what we learned here again.
Man, hat trick at 2 minutes, though. That's brutal.
Yeah.
For any carry, it didn't even have to be Clanks. Any carry getting a hat trick at 2 minutes is very scary. But Imboboy and Clanks, one of the scariest player hero combinations out there right now. So
I know, right? You just gotta sigh.
I feel for them, but at the same time, they didn't ban it, so
yeah. It's their call. It's their call.
Yep.
And to be fair, I mean, the way Evil Corporation's playing, I mean, they could have gotten another carry, and it could have been easily the same result. So I'm not saying that this is 100% because of Clanks, but When you
Oh,
give a team a
definitely.
comfortable hero that they just continually do so well on, you
Uh,
know.
Zane had some great hooks that game. I don't think he missed any. Had some really good initiations. Andromeda was always there to swap out whoever Deadwood would go on. And Pebbles and Pyro did their things as well. So just, another good supporting cast game from the other four
Yeah.
players as well, just like the prior game.
All right, so we are finishing this one a little early here, about a half hour early. So, you take a look at the schedule here and what the plan is. In about a half an hour from now, we got two matches: Evil Corporation versus Revolution going to be happening, but also Panties Boys versus Fresh, and I think that's the one we're going to be looking to cover here. And a lot of people interested to see Slapped, Panty, those guys there, and to see how they perform against a top-tier team as in Fresh, who of course are the Cycle 2 champions here, going in now to Cycle number 3. So we'll be coming back to cast that one again. It's